This is group 4, and this is driving traffic with content. So we looked at Seven Slopes' historic approach at the content that they were publishing. So Seven Slopes is an informative website, and typically they have included posts on restaurants, trails, entertainment, resorts, sports and events, shopping, and places to visit. So you can see over here, we posted a couple of pictures from some of the blogs posts that we found on the website. They do really correlate to trails, bars and restaurants, skiing activities, mountain fun, stuff like that. So we thought that there was a missing opportunity and a missing target segment on Seven Slopes. So we wanted to target relaxation seekers, alternative day activities, non-skiers, bikers, hikers, and activities you can do on poor weather days. So we got our little man over here, and he's thinking out to himself, man, the forecast is calling for rain. What should I do now? Or, man, it's been a crazy week. I could really use some time to relax. Or, hey, we're up in the mountains, and it's so dry in Utah. I could really use a facial. So we wanted to give some new content to these for some spa experiences in Park City. So we created the complete guide to best spa experiences in Park City, including the best massage, the place to get the best pedicure and manicure, the best facial, the best overall spa experience. And we thought that this would really give the user, the one-stop shop to find any experience they're looking for. So our approach, we created a blog post and coupled that with 4 Instagram posts to try to drive traffic. So in our blog post, we created new content directed to our target segment of Seven Slopes. We did some keyword research, which we'll talk about in a little bit, based on some competitor websites on SEO Quake. We focused on our site structure, so we updated the title, meta description, headers, and URL. And we provided 4 external links, 1 per each recommended spa experience. For our daily Instagram post, we highlighted each one of the recommended spa experiences, and we posted those over 4 consecutive days. So users would, be able to view that and drive traffic to our blog.
Using Google Analytics, the first area we're going to analyze is the behavior to better understand what our viewers are doing on the site. To highlight some of the facts on the page, there are a total of 1,401 views. 831 of those viewers were new to the site. The average viewer spent 1 minute and 33 seconds on the site. You can see a slight correlation between the post, which was published, and the peak, which was on July 13th, which is the day after we posted. However, we don't want to make any assumptions that our post was the only thing driving that peak. It would be interesting to see if a viewer's behavior would be any different if we had sent out a pre-Instagram post, letting our viewers know what to expect and when to expect the post. I would assume that more viewers would have seen the post on Sunday or even on Monday. On the next page is our landing page section. We would expect for the top page to be the home page. However, our page was listed as second, which means that the link from the Instagram page was working and driving content directly to, or driving traffic to our post. It is also worth noting that 20 of the 28 viewers were new to the site. We can confirm that we achieved our goal and drove new users to the website who were looking for rest and relaxation topics. We should continue with this strategy and add more posts related to rest and relaxation. Following the viewer's behavior, we can see a high bounce rate. However, the average viewer's time was just under 1 minute, which is pretty low compared to the other pages on the site. If you remember, the overview page listed the average view time at 1 minute and 33 seconds. Although, with those new users, several users used the page to go to another post. We can see this because the page per session is 1.79, meaning that almost every user went and visited at least one other page on average, which again confirms why we need to add more posts related to rest and relaxation. Moving to the next page. This is our exit page. This explains where the viewers left the page. We can see that 29 of the viewers out of the 50 viewers found what they were looking for and left to go to another page. This reconfirms why we need more posts related to rest and relaxation, so that viewers can go ahead and find more additional information on our page rather than leaving. Now we're going to go ahead and hear about the audience.
The total number of users to the Seven Slopes site was 273 during the week when the blog post and the 4 Instagram posts for the Park City Best Spa experiences were uploaded. This is the time period from July 11th to July 17th, shown here. The number of new users was 246, correlating to a percentage of 82.8% of all users, while the percentage of returning visitors to the site was 17.2%. The number of sessions per user is overall relatively low at 1.34, meaning that most users have only navigated to the site once and have not returned. Next slide. Going into more detail about the new and returning visitors, the bounce rate for the new visitors to the site was 70.33%, much higher than the bounce rate for returning visitors at 44.63%. The pages per session and the average session duration for returning visitors were also higher than the new visitors at 7.97 pages and 11 minutes and 48 seconds, respectively. Many of the return visitors to the site can be assumed to be students viewing the Seven Slopes site, but the significant increase in traffic of new users during this time period is correlated with the addition of the blog post for Best Park City Spas and the 4 Instagram posts. Next slide. To briefly touch on the demographics of the Seven Slopes site users, the age range with the highest percentage of users is 25 to 34 years old, as seen on the graph on the left. And the second highest age range is 35 to 44 years old. It was expected that the Instagram post might attract users in the younger age ranges, such as 18 to 24 years old and 25 to 34 years old, since social media and Instagram is most popular in those age demographics. Most of the users of the Seven Slopes site also appear to be female at 57.6% of users, while males make up 42.4% of users. This slightly larger proportion of female users lines up with the target demographic for the best spa destinations, as females are typically more interested in spa destinations and tend to have higher attendance rates than males. Next slide.
So if we look at the acquisition, this period is from June 16th to June 30th. This is prior to our blog going live. So a social acquisition prior to our blog was at less than 2% and had a bounce rate of 100%. That's a pretty interesting statistic when you're thinking about social media traffic. If we look at the time period after our blog was posted, so from July 5th to July 18th, you can see social media acquisition increases from less than 2% to 16.4%, and our bounce rate goes from 100% to 75%. The interesting thing about this is that this propels the social media platform in terms of acquisitions to move from the last place to third best acquisition platform. So we think this is directly correlated to our blog posts and our 4 Instagram posts that we posted in succession to drive traffic to our website. So it's interesting to see that we're going to 62 users during this time period. From a network referral perspective, you can see that Instagram makes up 19 of new page views to the website over this time period. And if you actually look at the landing pages for acquisitions, you can see that 19 pages were driven through social media platforms to the Seven Slopes website. So you can correlate that 100% of the new users, or of the users who found landing pages off of Instagram, found our website and our blog posts. So that was pretty interesting, and I think that proves that coupling Instagram posts with a blog post can drive new traffic to the website. Additionally, here you can see that average session length through Instagram, people coming to the website was 2 minutes and 9 seconds. And additionally, users viewed an additional pages at a rate of 3.8 pages per user from coming in from Instagram.
All right, thanks, Andy. Yeah, that quantitative data really showed why it was important to use the social media and the Instagram. Initially, I think we knew that would happen, but more of a qualitative strategy is what I'm going to present here, going into this ahead of time. Why did we use Instagram? Seven Slopes already had an Instagram page set up, so that was logical and simple. But to utilize it to promote our blog post, we really wanted to reach additional demographics. We know, everybody's kind of on the internet, but some of the younger millennial demographic that we were aiming for spends more time on their phone, scrolling through social media feeds and not necessarily surfing the web. So this was a way to get right onto their, their social media feed. Also just more channels, just, attack this from more angles to drive users to the website and see the blog posts as well. And it gave us a unique way to engage with our users and clients that we don't have from the website directly. Next slide. Okay, so more of the strategy. There's some points listed here. A lot of these are, and most of them are co-aligned with, I think it was week 8 presentation in our class on Facebook, and relating it to Instagram, it worked well also. So the first thing we're thinking about was time of post. Our target demographic was online on their phones in the evenings. So this is when we wanted to get our post released so that it was fresh in the algorithm and it promotes it first. And so that's when we released all of our Instagram posts. Also multiple posts. It was important to us to promote our blog post through 4 different Instagram posts, mainly because we know from data that an individual user only has about a 16% chance of seeing a given post, and that stat was from Facebook, but I think it applies here as well. So by posting 4 times, I think we have a lot greater chance of having our users see at least one of those and being directed to the post. And for different demographics, you want to be careful about not overloading them with posts, but our demographic, we know, is on Instagram every single day, and it's not unusual for them to have their different people they follow post every single day as well. We also wanted to engage with our users as well. So we'll see on the next slide that we, ended all of our posts with a question to try to generate some discussion. And we know that through the algorithm, this discussion as well, promotes our post in their newsfeed also. And then multiple pictures. We wanted to make sure that each individual post had multiple pictures in it, just to increase the weight and get it higher in their newsfeed as well. And then every single post, we wanted to refer back to our blog posts and refer them to the link that will, send them directly to the blog post, so that, that was the strategy. That was the purpose of having the Instagram post, is to get them to come to the website. And so we made sure to state that every single time. Next slide. So this one is an example of one of our posts. I think this was our second one for the Waldorf Astoria. And as you'll see, I'm not going to read all the language here, but we use less formal language than we would have on our website, or than a company would on their company website. So this is, like I said, it's a little more informal. Like we talked about, we're engaging with the question. So for this one specifically, kind of 2/3 down through the text there, it says, "Do you ever get a mani-pedi?" So we're asking, where's your favorite place to go as well? So they can, talk about that with other users on the post, and we can respond as well with that. And then also we're just keeping a general tone of our website in line with these posts as well, right? So the whole website is about outdoors in the Wasatch Front. And so even though this is talking about manicures, pedicures, we're also relating it back to outdoors along the Wasatch Front in Park City as well. Then the last thing is, like we talked about at the very end, the wording there says, also remember to check out the link in our bio for our latest blog post on rest and relaxation in Park City. So again, referring them to click the link in our bio so they can come to the website. Next.
And so this is the link that was associated to the blog post that we wrote for our users with the millennial generation in mind. So we were able to post this on July 12th, and we used SEMrush to track where we're at with it and where we want to go. We do see our external links increase from 3 to 9, and as such, we know that the content that we added was able to gather users to the website, which is the ultimate goal. Our Google index was 13.4K, subdomain backlinks 464K, with the Bing index of 4.39K. Next slide. So what does this data mean in relation to all the rest of the competition, right? So we know the goal is to gain organic traffic. the SEM rush rank is based on organic traffic popularity. So the key to this is having a lower number. You see that Yelp has 13, TripAdvisor's 18. Seven Slopes isn't quite there yet, but we have plans on making that a better number. So we'll go ahead and compare and contrast with the other competitors on the following slide. All right, so if you look at line 4, we have Seven Slopes. Our Google index is 13,400. And we see our SEM rush rank here. Now, if you look at Trips Discovery, we are doing better with them in regards to the Google index, but they actually have a better SEM rank score, because if we see the difference, we have 0 backlinks and they have 5. So that could be an area of improvement to further gather the traffic. And then as well, the top competitor for TripAdvisor, we see their rank as 18 with their backlinks as 9. They do have a higher Google index, but we do see that Yelp is still beating them. And so the main way we want to improve our website is to really just focus down on our strategy with keywords. So on the next slide, you can see a list of the keywords that we've been using, and we'll further go into that strategy.
Yeah, so what the research that we did, we used competitor websites such as visitutah.com to study their keyword density and how their performance metrics were covering those words. So here for visitutah.com, you can see their keyword density includes stuff like spa, Utah, travel, mountains, and resort. With the #1 keyword spa having a density of 1.99% and a performance of 49.19%. We wanted to optimize that because we were specifically driving spa experiences. So if you look at our website on SEO Quake for keyword density, you can see spa has a density of 2.76, up from the 1.99 from visitutah.com. And our performance goes up to 62.14. Additional keywords that we thought would be beneficial for our website are experience, massage, park city, and time. So you can see how we've kind of utilized those in to build our density of keywords up, and then how those words are performing as well. The last thing we did was we ran an audit on our page through SEO Quake to find out if we had any major errors that we needed to kind of work on. We had 17 past categories with only 5 warnings and 0 errors. So we thought that we were pretty optimal in terms of our site structure here. You can see here that one of the warnings is for meta description. So we have 144 characters, where potentially the optimal level would be between 160 to 300. So in the future, we can optimize that so our SEO is more up to date and checking out all the categories for SEO Quake. And that concludes our presentation for 7 Slopes, driving traffic with content. Thank you.